The first goal of our time with AC Milan, and it's scored by number 9.
Oh, yes!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of Borderline Glory here with AC Milan. We have gone and joined them and we are ready to go for the final trophy we are looking to pick up on this journey. The Europa League is the aim with this AC Milan team. We're looking to try and restart their former glory, and what a way it would be to go and win the Europa League. Now, conveniently, they are in the Europa League this season. This job opportunity presented itself. They weren't able to get a manager in the summer. I don't really know what was going on there. I think the manager retired, is what I believed happened. We could win it this season. It could be a few seasons, but we have come to such an historic club, arguably the most historic club in all of Italy, over the border with France. What a moment. This is our final club as part of Borderline Glory, a club I've always wanted to manage on the channel, and now we are here, and what a club we have managed to come to. Where do we even start? I mean, do people not know about the history of this club already? We might as well go and take a look. Where would we go and look at the history club site here? Let's go and have a look. It would be in the history somewhere. Where are we? Club history there. 7 times Champions League winners. I believe one of those times would have been in game, as you can see here. Oh no, it is actually 7 times. I thought there were only 6 in real life, but they've not won Serie A in so long, not won the Champions League in so long. They won the Europa League once there, as you can see, and runners up just last year. Not last season, but the year before that. And we want to go and get them back there, winning trophies. Obviously, it's not the Champions League, which they were formerly thriving in. 5 times in 20 years they were able to win it there, as you can see. But it would be a great trophy to go and win. We come to the San Siro, obviously. What a stadium that is going to be to play in. I believe it is still the San Siro. Let's go and have a look. Oh, it's a new stadium, actually. The Comunale Milano, which says it was built in 1990. I'd like to think that is the San Siro. Let's just say it is the San Siro for the sake of what we're doing. Maybe San Siro writes an informed manager, because you will see that AC Milan goes by Caschiavit, as you can see there. But obviously we're with AC Milan, so yeah, the San Siro, 80,000 seater stadium we come and managing. Historic club. How is this squad doing? Some of the top players in this team. Let's go and have a look in the squad here. Some of the top players who we're dealing with. We've got Francesco Camada. He's a striker. Is he the Julio Napa regen? He is a bit older than Napa, and competing for him for spots in that Italy team. Last season he scored 12 goals in the league, but he's had a very steady time. He's been with AC Milan his whole career, as you can see there. In the last 10 seasons he's got 10 goals, or the least goals he scored in the last however many seasons that in the last 8 seasons has been 13. This guy looks like a very solid striker, and we could get a very good season out of him. 17 finishing, 186 centimeters. This guy is absolutely ideal. Any other players of note? We have Deniz Sulumbercan, as you can see there, Turkish international, is he? Or he's Romanian. I'd like to think he's also Turkish from what I've just seen there, or is he just Romanian? He is just Romanian. That's quite impressive. But yeah, as you can see here, Romanian international, 23 caps, 25 years of age. He's considered the star man in this team, and rightly so. He is looking like a very good player, particularly at centre back. He could do a shift in there. Sulumbercan, one to look out for. And Saba Golitsidze is another player, a bit on the older side, Georgian international, 136 caps, looking like a very solid player. In at right back, anyone else of note? Andrea Di Antonio looks like quite a bit of competition on that right side. He's in at centre back, and then Ismail Molina is there. We have Bautista Catanillo, who is in this team in the midfield, a very solid overall midfielder. That's a very solid looking starting squad. We could win the Europa League this season with that squad, but if it's not, then next season, why not? Look at all this money that we have to spend. A very healthy looking squad. It didn't look like that at first, but we had like $1 million wage budget over, so we converted that into all this money, and we could potentially be signing some Saint Etienne players. How interesting would that be? We go into today's episode, the one game coming up, it's against Napoli, who obviously we beat in the Champions League last season with Saint Etienne, an historic club we come to here in AC Milan, the San Siro. We are going to make our debut with them. We have our Europa League fixtures coming up. I won't show this one. The first ones I'll probably show will be here. The Chelsea game that we have coming up, and then a game against Como, which will be a very interesting one away from home to see how we're doing in the league. Obviously, we'll be looking for that top 5 spot. I don't think Italy get the 5th coefficient spot, so we won't be getting that. So 5th place really, I guess, is the aim. If not higher, that would be good. They did get a win in the opening game against Hellas Verona, a 2-0 win. But what a club we have come to, and what a way it's going to be to end off borderline glory. Let's go and get straight into it. We are here with AC Milan, and we're up in a classic game against Napoli. So the team for our first game here with AC Milan, it starts with Pisati in goal. We've got a backline of Barnett, D'Antonio, Sullen, Berchan and Molina. We've got Abdil, Cataneo and Mateus Fernandez, a familiar player there. Tolga on the left, Wilson Odobert, you may be familiar with him as well, on the right, and that striker in Kamada up top. As we get underway here in our first game in the San Siro, we're playing a similar kind of tactic to the one that we had at Saint Etienne. Obviously it's a shame to depart, but we've got a new challenger in AC Milan, and hopefully we can make it a special one. It's an historic club, just a classic club really, and we've racked up the knowledge now at this point to go and hopefully put on a real good campaign, a real credible effort in winning that final European trophy. What a stadium we're in here. There's an early chance, it's in the middle, and it's Kamada who goes in for that header. You want to say Napa, but it's not Napa. Maybe we can bring him in. We do have definitely the funds to go for him. Whether or not we want to, I don't think so. There is other players in that team we could potentially be looking at to bring in, but so far, to be fair, there isn't really a position that I'm kind of too bothered about changing. Obviously, as time goes on, you do change your squad, and a lot of players do move, and you realise that players you thought were probably dead good are probably not the players that you necessarily want. And you know, this is literally the first game we've managed, so that's hard to decide yet. But there's some definite players in that Saint Etienne team we could potentially be looking to bring in. If that's in this transfer window, if that's in January, who knows? That's going to have a new manager coming into the club, and you know, the minutes will change for players. Players will get unhappy. Players might not play as well, and that will drop their valuation, and we know how to manage them. And to see them in this lovely kit, what an honour that would be. Here is Kamada in behind for the first goal of our time with AC Milan, and it's scored by number 9, Francesco Kamada. It's a lovely goal. Is it going to stand though? It is disallowed, and that is a bit frustrating really. It was a lovely goal, but he did just stray offside a little bit. Obviously a few things to work on in terms of the tactic. We've not had a real pre-season with the club, but the opportunity presented itself to join this historic club, and what a time it is going to be. Hopefully win the Europa League this season. There's no reason why we can't, but if we don't, then you know, there's a few seasons and we will win it. I'm very confident that this team can win it. Obviously it's a bit frustrating to have to overachieve a little bit, and in terms of other options that we were looking at England, but there wasn't too. The English kind of league has gone absolutely crazy. Some teams have just completely dipped, and some have just gone so high that it just makes no sense, to be honest. I don't know what's happened with them, but who really knows. We were looking at Spain as well, but I think I'll probably share it. Yeah, I was thinking of going to Real Sociedad, but in the end I don't think it was the right option. You know, I think it would be a good option to come here to AC Milan and make some good memories here and come to a fresh challenge. We've never managed in Italy before, and it's always a league I've wanted to get into. Now here we are. It's already looking like a very competitive league. Here's Odobert. There is Kamada. He's looking like Julio Napoli is. These Italian strikers, I don't know what they get fed in the national team camp, but they're coming out to be some quite decent players, and we can't complain too much. Odobert, we will be familiar with him, and he's finding Kamada with these balls. We've got Sullen Berchan, who's looking like quite the side player in at the back. I was potentially thinking of bringing in a midfielder, but we have to give a chance to some of these boys. A midfielder would be very interesting though, who it is though. I'm not too sure out of those Saint Etienne midfielders. We can't think about them too much, obviously. Maybe Newhard. I don't know if he'd want to leave though, captain, and he's got a very long contract there. Blazquez, I'm not too sure about that. The one player who I was thinking is one of those two DMs, either Jaworski or Zhegu. I won't be surprised if one of them had left by January, but Zhegu in particular would be a quite good option. But as we said, we have to give fair chances to these boys. Abdel Engin in the midfield there in that Jaworski position. We'll have to see how he does and how solid he can be, but we do have quite a bit of transfer budget to work with, so that's the good thing. Like, even if he doesn't go down very well for us in this season, then we can bounce back and go and have a good time coming up in the season next. So there's not too much to worry about. We have a league season to focus on as well. We do have 8 Champions League games, or Europa League games I should say. I do believe it is 8. It's 6 in the Conference League, I know that, which would make sense. You can have 6 even with those amount of teams, but you can also have 8 as well. That's what is the case here in the Europa League. We have a very competitive league season. As you can see, this Napoli game, we have an Inter Milan game coming up as well, which will be an interesting one. We played them obviously in the Super Cup final in Napoli last season out in the Champions League. 75 minutes gone in this one. We'll go and look to make some changes, see what we can do. Obviously we don't know too much about these players. We have quite the big bench. I didn't realise it was this big 14 sized bench. We're going to bring Goglitidze into the yeah, there you go, into the right position there. Gives us a bit of experience. I did want to bring Barnett off. I'm going to bring Mateus Fernandez off. We'll bring Sarr into the middle there, and then as well I'm going to bring Capitanio into the back line now. We'll bring him off for D'Antonio. Is there anyone else in particular sharp? Doesn't look like it. We'll go and make those 3 changes there and see out what has been a pretty quiet game, but to be honest, it's been a decent game for us. I think both teams are probably a little bit nervy, and the pressure is on us under a new manager and stuff like that to go and deliver. But in this opening game, if we come away with a point, that is a good solid start. We need to have a good solid start to the season, and as you can see there, we're in second place in the table. Let's go and have a look. Is there one final chance here? Barnett is on the ball in this left hand position. He finds Engin there linking up in the midfield. It's over into Kamada. It can't find him. It's Sullen Beerchan, who I'm becoming a real big fan of. He looks like quite the solid centre back in that back line there here as well. Sonada, he finds Kamada in behind. Is that a winner? It's not a winner. It's a save from the Napoli goalkeeper is what it is. It's very unlucky. Kamada is not able to score, but he's had a great game in this one. The final few moments is a corner. Who's going to get on the end of this? You want to say Josh Liddell, but it's just not Josh Liddell. What a time at St Etienne. Can we get a last minute winner to raise the roof of the San Siro on our debut here with AC Milan? Barnett, he's going to play it in. Who can he find? It's a header at the near post. It's Capitanio who's able to get the header away, but he's not able to find the target. The full-time whistle goes. It's an entertaining first game, but work to do if we want to pick up a few more points. So there you have it, lots to work on after our opening day with AC Milan. We still sit second in the table, which is looking very nice. Next time you join us, a big game against Chelsea and against Como. Hopefully we can go and get big wins in them ones. But if you did enjoy that episode, our first one with AC Milan, make sure to go and join the Discord down below. Leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you all this little tune. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all for another episode soon. Thank you. Bye.